So I'm on a bit of a road trip in the Tesla Model 3 long range, and I have about 80 miles left of charge. So I'm gonna pull over at the nearest supercharger, which is around 10 miles away. And it's actually a V3 supercharger, so the max capacity charge that we're gonna be able to get in the Model 3. We could see anywhere up to like 1,000 miles per hour of charge. But before that, for your entertainment and your entertainment only, here's a quick 0 to 60 in the 2020 Tesla Model 3 long range. So as you guys can see, we are at the supercharger and plugged in, and we are charging at 740 miles an hour. It jumped up originally to 900 miles per hour. The Supercharger V3 is capable of 250 kilowatts, but we're charging right now at around 160 kilowatts. It's not going to use the full capability. There's also another car here charging as well, so it's limited in that capacity. But we're hitting right now around 650 miles per hour charge. We jumped up to around 900 miles per hour at the beginning. And to charge 200 miles, so we started at 81, to get up to our 285, 290 mile max, which is 90% of the battery capacity, it's gonna take us 30 minutes, which is pretty sweet. And we started at 81 miles and we've already hit 104 miles, 105 miles. So I'm gonna set the camera up looking at the screen so you guys can see exactly how fast this is actually taking to charge. And we've sort of steadied off now at around 500 miles an hour of charge and around 120 kilowatts. We've already gained around 58 miles of charge in about like 8-9 minutes, which is awesome. So the Supercharger V3, any of the superchargers, but the Supercharger V3 being the most capable of the Tesla superchargers, with a max capacity of around 1,000 miles an hour, and we hit around 900 miles an hour at the start, but we sort of leveled off to this 500 mile an hour mark. But it originally said it was going to take around 35 minutes. We'll see how accurate that actually is. And having charged around 62 miles so far, it's come in at around $4 for the charge. But once we hit around probably that 200 mile mark, which is going to give us to our full capacity of around 290 miles, we'll probably be at around $12 to $15. So to completely charge your Tesla at a supercharger, you're just stopping on a trip, on a long route, and you need to charge back up. You use that 290 miles or so and you need to charge back up to that point, then it'll cost you around 15 bucks per charge, and it'll only take around 35 minutes. But of course, with the Tesla, you're not limited to just staring at this charging screen. So if we go into our entertainment, we of course have Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Twitch, which is awesome. We can also just browse the web. We have the arcades. You have a bunch of games if you wanted to play. You can always play while you're charging, which sort of makes it a little bit easier to sit around for that 30-35 minutes rather than just pumping your gas really quickly. But of course, a really small downside to owning an electric car like the Tesla Model 3. But overall, let's get back to the charging screen and see exactly how long this is taking and what kind of costs you would be looking at to charge with the supercharger. So we're about 28 minutes into charging, and we have 5 minutes remaining. And as you can see, we definitely dropped in our charge rate and the amount of charge. So we're going at 44 kilowatts now and 180 miles an hour. But of course, it'll slow down at the end to ensure that it's not doing any damage to any of the electronics, the battery itself. So we're sitting at around 270 miles of charge. So that means we probably have around 15 miles remaining to go with 5 minutes. So we charged around around 200 miles in 30 minutes or so. And then the final 10 miles or so is going to take, of course, the 5 minutes, just so that it, again, slowly charges that final amount and doesn't overcharge the battery, and that the electronics aren't getting damaged as well. And if you guys are looking to purchase a Tesla Model 3 or any Tesla, and you know you're going to take some long trips, or you're not going to have your home charging ready to go right when you get the car, and you're going to need to use the supercharging network, be sure to use my link in the description below. That referral code will get you 1,000 free supercharging miles, which in the end will probably save you around $100 or $120, depending on how much the charging is at your specific supercharging locations. At mine, as we can see, we have now around 277 miles, 2 minutes remaining, and we started at 81. So we've charged almost 200 miles, and it's cost us $14.21. I'll get you guys the final number when this thing is finished up, but probably around $14.50 to do 200 miles worth of charging in around 30 to 35 minutes. At this point, it's charged in around 35 minutes. We started charging at around 446, 447, and it's now 421. And we're done for the most part. We've hit that 1 minute mark, and we've got around 5 miles left to charge up. That'll take no time at all at 145 miles an hour. And yeah, this is an awesome experience to charge at a Supercharger V3. And if you guys have a Tesla Model 3 or you're looking to get one, this is definitely sort of what you can expect if you plan on using the supercharging network, around 30 to 35 minutes. If you have a V3 supercharger, or if it's really, really crowded. I've only had one car here the entire time, so most of that power has been able to go towards my car. Whatever sort of set up for this location, it might not be able to support, 8 cars charging at once at full capacity. So around 30 to 40 minutes, let's say, to get 200 miles worth of charge is really like a full charge for the Model 3 long range. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. A lot more awesome Tesla and tech content coming your way soon. So I'll see you guys in the next one.